footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our 2013 preseason All-Mountain West Conference team. So let's start this video off by naming the starting quarterback on our list.
David Fells out of San Jose State is a deadly accurate passer, completing 72% of his passes with 33 touchdowns and 9 intercepts last season, and he could push for plenty off-season awards, including All-American honors. A physical runner with deceptive speed, Tim Cornett is a star on the Rebels football team and is definitely deserving of a spot starting on our list. Adam Muma carried the football last year for the Aztecs 237 times and proven his worth by rushing for over 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, and averaged 6.2 yards a carry. One of the more underrated wide receivers in the country is San Jose State's Noel Grigsby. He led the Spartans last year with 82 receptions and averaged 15 yards a catch. Devontae Adams burst onto the scene last year as a redshirt freshman, catching 100 passes for over 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, and earning Freshman of the Year honors in the Mountain West Conference. Colorado State utilizes a lot of double tight end sets, and when you look at Crockett Gilmore, an underrated aspect of his game is his blocking ability, but he does get his just due as a receiver and is a big part of their passing game. Austin Wentworth out of Fresno State earns one of our starting spots at tackle. He's a versatile first-team All-Mountain West performer that has played both tackle spots and guard in his career. Guard Dave LaFotu did an outstanding job on the interior for the Hawaii Warriors, part of an improving offensive front that's looking to get even better in 2013. Tyler Lawson is a two-time first-team All-WAC performer, second-team All-American last year, and from an NFL draft perspective, he's the best center in the country. Nicholas Caspar is an athletically gifted player who was another Spartan named first-team All-WAC last season. Since coming into the Boise State program, Charles Lino has gotten progressively better each and every year and has turned himself into a very fine player. Chase Clayton is a dynamic player for the New Mexico Lobos. He's an excellent returner as well, averaging 30 yards a kickoff return and brought 2 backs for touchdowns. He played running back last season, and he's going to start at receiver this year, so that tells you all you need to know about his versatility. A former JUCO transfer, DeMarcus Lawrence made a splash in his first season as a Bronco last year with 9.5 sacks, earning himself first-team All-Mountain West Conference honors. Tyler Davidson is a guy that's a disruptive force on the interior. Last season, he had 3 sacks, 4 TFLs, and 7 quarterback hurries. Playing a 5 technique in the Spartans' 3-4 defense, Travis Rossetti led the team in sacks last season with 8.5. Brock Hecking was the lone bright spot on that Wolfpack defensive line, registering 75 tackles and finishing first on a team with 8 sacks. I'm a big fan of Keith Smith out of San Jose State. He's an excellent linebacker that plays with great technique and can really run sideline to sideline. He led the team in tackles last year with 97. Colorado State has a talented group of linebackers, and senior Shaquille Barrett, a 2-time All-Mountain West performer, may be the best out of the bunch. At 5'10", 210 pounds, junior middle linebacker Jake Feely not only finished second on the team in tackles with 90, but first on the team in sacks with 7. After grabbing 7 interceptions and being named a first-team All-WAC performer last year, cornerback Bené Benawakari has positioned himself as one of the premier cornerbacks in this year's NFL draft. As a true freshman, Wyoming's cornerback Blair Burns was a first-team freshman All-American performer. Last year, he broke up 10 passes as a sophomore, and as a junior, he should continue to elevate his game. Fresno State safety Darren Smith was the second part of an outstanding safety tandem last year with Phillip Thomas. This is another player that should put up some big numbers this year for the Bulldogs. Nat Berry out of San Diego State is a guy at 5'10", 190 pounds, is an excellent tackler, and plays more of a strong safety type role in an Aztecs defense. UNLV's kicker Nolan Cohorse, as a senior, is a 2-time Mountain West performer, and this is a guy that's an accurate kicker. You look at last year, going 12 out of 14 on his field goal attempts while hitting on 32 of 33 on his extra points. Punter Ben Scare out of New Mexico is a guy that has a booming leg, 43.9 yards per punt, and kicked well over 2,300 yards last season for the Lobos. Now let's take a look at our second team offense for the preseason All-Mountain West Conference. You look at Derek Carr, an outstanding quarterback prospect this upcoming season. Casey Carey is a guy that went over 1,400 yards last year for the Lobos, a lone bright spot offensively. When we look at offensive all-purpose player Ty Macarthur out of Air Force, you want to talk about a guy that can put the ball in the end zone from a variety of ways. He's a big part of what they do offensively. Let's take a look at our second team defensive preseason All-Mountain West Conference team. You look at Alex Hanson, an outstanding defensive lineman for the Air Force Academy. Corey James, we've talked about the linebackers at Colorado State. This guy was a freshman last year and put up some big numbers. And in the secondary, Sean Alston out of Fresno State, another talented corner that does a great job in locking up the opposing team's #1 wide receiver.